What's up everybody, Aditya Mahajan here and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. In today's video, we'll be solving yet another easy LeetCode problem number 977, also called as squares of sorted array. Now, the problem states that we are given an integer array nums which is sorted in non-decreasing order, which means that the elements would be always increasing. Not always increasing, but they could be same or of the same numbers. Also, we need to return an array of the squares of each of the numbers sorted in same fashion, that is non-decreasing order. Now, if we take a look at some of the examples that they have given, is initially our nums vector contains following digits, and if we square each of the digits, and it would be 16, 1, 0, 9 and 100. Now, our final output would be should also be sorted in non-decreasing order. Okay, so similarly is for the second example. Now, the most basic or naive approach would be like square all the elements in the nums vector that we are given and then sort them. So, which is the same thing, and the time complexity would be n log n, which is for the sorting. So what we are doing is we are just taking the nums vector, iterating through all the elements, squaring that element, and then finally sorting this. So the sort which I've used here is std sort. But this is a very naive approach, and they have asked like, is there any way that we could do it in O of n time? Okay, so I did a little bit of stunt here, and this is not an optimized approach, but it gives us the solution in O of n time. So what we are doing here is we are taking two pointers, one is back and other is front. Now, as it is a non-decreasing order and there could be negative elements as well, so in that case, after squaring, there is possibility that the greatest number could be towards the right hand or could be towards the left hand. Okay, so we are moving the left and right pointers for whichever the element which is greater. Okay, and once that is greater, we are doing a square of it and pushing it to the stack. Okay, so let us look at how the solution is. So we are creating a stack and we are creating two pointers. One is back, which would point to the end, and one is front, which would point to the start. Now we are iterating while our front is less than or equal to back, not black. Now for every iteration, what we are doing is we are checking if front element or the back element, which one is greater. We are not considering sign because we would anyways be squaring it. So if our front element is greater, we are pushing the square of front into the stack and incrementing the front, and if back is greater, we are pushing back the square of the back and decrementing the back. And finally our stack would contain all the elements in the reverse order. Okay, so we just create an answer vector and we just go on popping all the elements. Okay, now this is a good approach, but the problem with this is that we are using a stack, right? And it would be O of n space as well. Now to optimize that, what we are doing is we are just like we are using the stack so that for all the elements, rather than that stack, what we could do is we could directly use the answer vector, and anyways we are getting the largest element first, so we will start adding the elements from the back. So the final approach is this: we are taking answer vector and assigning it to the size of nums, because the numbers would not change, right? We are not doing any operation. Now here, along with back and front, we are taking a reverse iterator which would point to the answer from the back. Okay, so in this also we are iterating while front is less than equal to back, and in that we are checking if whichever number is greater after squaring. So whatever is greater, we are taking it, we are putting it into the answer vector at the last element, not at the first, because this is the largest, right? So we are putting it at the last element, and we are incrementing front and decrementing the reverse iterator. If back element is greater, we are doing the same thing, we are just decrementing the back, and finally we are just returning the answer. So yeah, those are the three approaches for squares of sorted array. Hope you like the solutions, and if you have any doubt, do comment below and I'll see you in the next one.